Yes. Once again, we are here, We are different segments of the Identity Theft series. You see me? Yeah, man. And before we get into it, we start off with a one tune. You know what we do? Let me share my screen real quick. Identity Theft. Yeah, man. Check out that one,
Rightfully ours.
Let me know if y'all hearing.
Yeah,
If y'all can
that's
hear
what
me,
we
put a one in
call
the
it.
chat. You see me?
All the real ones. Come follow me. Come follow me. Watch we. We say we calling our soldiers, we calling all the warriors. Pick up the thing they make we defend the barriers. Claim back will and make come fi take back we title. Tell the colonizer this the end of them cycle. It's the end of them cycle. Tell the colonizer it's the end of them cycle. Restore our kingdoms and bring back we culture. The true identity we teaching the youngster. Say sustainability the name of the game. For our hateful thoughts, the colonizer is to blame. The colonizer is to blame for our hateful thoughts. The colonizer is to blame. Kawa. We speak the truth in Babylon, they not go like we. A true identity, we come to claim it. We come to bring back we ancestral worship. Defeat the colonizer when them come on them worship. We speak the truth in Babylon, them not go like it. We true identity, we come to claim it. We come to bring back we ancestral worship. Defeat the colonizer. Born free to be me, born free to be you, born free to the earth, born free to the truth, born free to be free, and free to the indie. An origin, they see us as the enemy. Indigenous and fertile land is what them envy. Said the land is what them envy. Indigenous and fertile land is what Jamaica to Eurasia, Africa to the Americas. Show keepers of the earth, all met they cannot mimic us. All make them cannot mimic us. True keepers of the earth. All make struck with blood when you dig deep, deep in the side. Royal from birth. Evidence can't spoil. Kawa. We speak the truth. The Babylon, them not gonna like it. A true identity, we come to claim it. We come to bring back the ancestral worship. Defeat the colonizer when them come on them worship. We speak the truth. The Babylon, them not gonna like it. A true identity, we come to claim it. We come to bring back we ancestral worship. Defeat the colonizer. Say born free to be me, born free to be you, born free to the earth, born free to the truth. Kawa. We speak the truth, the Babylon. That's why we calling our soldiers, we calling all the warriors. Pick up the thing they make we defend the barriers. Claim back the land, we come to take back we title. Tell the colonizer it's the end of them cycle. It's the end of them cycle. Tell the colonizer it's the restore our kingdoms and bring back we culture. The true identity we teaching the youngster. Sense of inability, the name of the game. For our hateful thoughts, the colonizer is to blame. Kawa. We speak the truth to Babylon, them not gonna like it. A true identity, them come to claim it. We come to bring back we ancestral worship. Defeat the colonizer. We see them run, see them run, see them run. When I bust my gun, my gun, my gun. We see them run, see them run, see them run. When I bust my gun, my gun, my gun.
Yeah, man. Yes. You see me? That was born free. You see it? Try a little thing as usual. I saw one them run with a pop off. You see it? Get them off our land and thing, right? All the warriors them rise up. Yeah, man. So go back again, like we said, with another segment. Now, my other arm today is gonna be a little bit different, right? First, I'm shout out everybody in the chat. Everybody for come show. And I'm saying thanks to the support, man. I love it. And ah there is a channel that I want to feature today. It's gonna be less about me today. I'm sharing something that a video that I've seen and I think is very important to what we talk about every day and what we're about. And this video is from the channel Deciphering the Devil's Details. And the video is called Breakdown, Steely Dan, The Royal Scam, Our Friends' Origins, True Acadians and Indigenous, Fair Use, Fair Use. In the words of DJ Gambler, F, Fair Use. All right, now I'm just gonna shut up and I'm gonna play this video and I'm gonna commentate as the video goes along because there's a few things. Let me take this echo off. I don't know if you guys like that. Yeah, so there's a few things that I noticed about this video that's interesting. So while it goes along, I'm gonna stop in between sometimes and commentate, and I want to interact with you guys in the chat and see what you guys saying. So with that being said, let's go.
What's up, everybody? I'm back again. Like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Talk to you a little bit more about the history of St. John, New Brunswick, and to interject a big chunk of my own theory into what I think happened here a long time ago when they were colonizing this place. Yeah, let's get into it. So, one of my subscribers left me a comment and told me
I'm gonna pause this a little bit. I'm gonna check with the chat to make sure y'all seeing it, y'all hearing it properly. Let me check with you guys in the chat. Let me see the ones in the chat if y'all seeing the screen and y'all hearing it properly. If I need to make any adjustments, because I want you guys to hear everything clearly. All right, awesome. So let's do it.
need to go and check out Steely Dan's The Royal Scam. So today I'm going to be talking a lot about this song, a little bit more about breaking down the rest of the history. So let's start off with the album, The Royal Scam. So the album was the fifth studio album from Steely Dan, originally on ABC Records in 1976. The album peaked at 15 on the chart. So you can read all this if you want to get into it. I just want to touch on some notes about it. So, in common with other Steely Dan albums, The Royal Scam is littered with cryptic allusions to people and events, both real and fictional. So it touches on some pretty interesting little titles here. So we got like Kid Charlemagne, which is a pretty interesting little song, and the Caves of Altamira, which is a little pretty interesting thing about the caves of Altamira being some place in Spain where they have these really old cave paintings. I didn't really get too much into all of these, the rest of the album, but I'm going to talk to you pretty much about the Royal Scam song. This is the album cover to Steely Dan's The Royal Scam. It looks like it's a dude sitting on like bench or a grate or something outside, and behind him there's these skyscrapers that go up behind him, and they're all morphing into animals. Yeah, they're going up in the beast system. The album cover shows a man in a suit sleeping on a radiator and apparently dreaming of skyscraper beast hybrids. The cover was created from a painting and a photograph and was originally created for Van Morrison's unreleased 1975 album, Mechanical Bliss, the concept being a satire of the American dream. Here we got the lyrics to the Royal Scam song. I'm just going to give my opinion on it. This has no way, shape, or form has to do with anybody else, just taking a stab at some of the things that I've learned over the years, and I'm putting them all together, and this song just kind of, it may be written about something completely different, but for whatever reason, it jives almost exactly with my theories on what actually happened to this world in the early times. With that being said, let's get into it. The song is actually written in like a 3-line system, so it's like these first 3 lines and those first 3 lines and those next 3 lines. Yeah, I'll try. So I'm going to try and break it down like that. It says here, and they wandered in from the city of St. John without a dime. Here in St. John, we have Partridge Island. If you want to read more about it, I did a little bit of history about it. I'm going to go over to it when we make a whole video about it. But Partridge Island, first established as a quarantine station and pest house in 1785 by the St. John Royal Charter. They have been shipping people here and using this as a quarantine station for almost 250 years now. 250 years they've been sending people here. What I'm thinking is that they were sending people here and then distributing them throughout the Americas. Who, you might ask? Well, that dives us a little bit into the breakdown of history that we're going to do in a few minutes. So let's bounce back to this song. As I think of the St. John, you could possibly say that it was St. John's, Newfoundland too, because they shipped a lot of people through there. But I believe they're talking about St. John. I'm going to take it as they read it here. So the next line is wearing coats that shined both red and green colors from their sunny island. I believe that these people are the orphan children, and they've been coming for a lot longer than what we think. That these orphan children weren't just coming from Ireland and the British Isles. I believe that they were distributing them out, getting everybody out of Africa. So we know how lush and green Africa is, but Africa has also a lot of red earth all over the place. So I think that these people left Africa, their sunny land of green and red, of the red earth of Africa. But you're gonna tell me, oh, but all the kids in the orphan trains are all white kids. That's our next kicker. So I found this video here. You guys can check it out. He even says in the video that white people came from Africa. He goes on and talks a lot about.
Okay, so I'm gonna pause it right here. I'm gonna commentate a little bit. Now, let me look at the chat. Okay, so let me show who we got up in here. Copperhead Step, Wagwan, big up yourself, my brother. Chad Murdoch, big up. Sika, Miss Sika, you don't know, big up, mama. Yes, me. Michael Brown Harris, big up yourself. Thanks for the support, man. Cherokee Tulu, big up yourself. Now, what this guy is saying, I don't know if you guys are catching what he's saying. What he's saying is that in Canada, there was a place called St. John that was bringing in a lot of children, orphan children from Africa. And these children are what we would call white children today. And it was like shiploads of these children they shipping into these places and getting rid of the people, the original people off these places, pushing them out to bring in the children so they can, and I'm not going to get too much into it because I want you guys to hear what he's saying, but that's what he's saying so far. And why that's so important, I actually have images that I was so confused about with all of these children all over the place. I know you guys see them too. A lot of children being breastfed, young white or Caucasian children being breastfed by origine mothers. I have a lot of images like that, and I have images with these children like in front of a school or in front of a temple, in front of a building, all over the place. I got a lot of images. So by this guy dropping this video, it ties into the research that I was doing, and I thought it was amazing. And it's not just that; it's a lot more. So let's go. Let's keep listening.
How there's all these great castles and everything, which there are, and I believe that those were built all by the indigenous people. It's a known thing that white people of the world like to put themselves on top. They like to be on top of the world. In this map here, we're looking at Africa being.
And I just have to pause the video to say this. This man is what you would call a white man. He's a Caucasian dude. And I have to give him props for making a video like this because he's keeping it real. He's not in his feelings. Shout out to the brother.
On top of the world. This is Italy here, or Rome, and this is the British Isles all the way down here. Down the Mediterranean, India, and all that stuff's over here. Asia's all that. this is Africa, right? So he goes on to show us that there's all these amazing castles in and about Africa, Ethiopia, right? There's all these huge, huge castles that you really don't see anymore. There are some pretty cool looking castles that are still there, the quote unquote Tartarian style, but for the most part, they've all been taken down.
So what that means is he's showing you looking at these cities with these castles in Africa, right? What that means is these people did the same thing they did over here to Africa. They destroyed the cities and claimed them as theirs, right? They destroy all the ancient cities because they don't want nobody to see the beauty that we had, how powerful our people was, how strong our people was when it comes to culture and civilization and stuff like that. They want to hide it for a certain reason. Let's keep watching.
Now, so he goes through and talks about these maps. He finds this map, which I just so happen to have an actual copy of, and that's over on this site here in Gallica. This is the map here. If you look real closely, you can see that a whole coastline are all written in here with the names of all the places that are on the coast. This is Italy or Rome here, the British Isles up here again. Iberian Peninsula is all there. And then you have Africa, the top of Africa here goes all the way across like that or whatever. Here you have castles all over the place. And then you have where it should be melanated people, you have white queens with a scepter. Arabia. Is that what you think of Arabian people? So yeah, and this guy's clearly a white guy with a staff in Africa as a king. Looks like these guys are, the workmen. This here's the kingdom of Orginia. So I wonder if Orginia is maybe the origin of these people. I don't know. It's really interesting stuff, right? So here's back then they were even calling it Africa, but it was two F's. Yeah, white people were in Africa. So we're back into the video. Here's another map. So this map here is of Africa. It kind of goes around that way. And you're looking at here where I guess I'm assuming this would probably be like the Great Rift, the Great Rift Valley or whatever it is. I'm assuming that's probably that area. But you have all of these kind of different looking people. They're all like, some of them are mixed with other animals, some of them don't have heads or something. I'm not quite sure what's going on with that guy. Right, but there's like these kind of like monsters or whatever almost. We were told that in early times that man was genetically modified. Were we genetically modified in the Great Rift Valley in Africa? And that's where the white people spread out and destroyed all this stuff. If you keep going
Now, did you hear what that the brother just said? You see this map? You see on the outside of this kingdom, you see some weird looking things happening here. It's like they doing some kind of genetical manipulation here. You know what I'm saying? And based on his research and my research, these people seem like they was coming out of these areas, coming into the mainland and destroying all of these cities and claiming them as theirs. Like I said, let's keep watching.
the next map. So we have this next map here, right? So this is supposed to be Africa again. This is the east. Looks like paradise. This is where Eden, which is completely different than what we were told. Yeah. So if you look here, you got this guy right here. There's Egypt there. And Rome's down here. This is Jerusalem, or what they're calling Jerusalem. So this would definitely be Africa all the way down here. They have these people down here, people who have been genetically modified, changed in some way, are all down here, all on the outskirts of Africa. I'm assuming near the Great Rift Valley. So in Africa was where the fallen angels came down and laid with man, if you want to take it from a biblical aspect. This is where, we get the Anglo-Saxons, the people who are angelic. They were mixed here. Some of them turned, I guess, white, and some of them turned into other kind of giants and weird looking beasts and stuff. So I wonder now, with all these are all the ruins and castles that you see in Africa, right? Some are really nice, some are old school looking, but they have these guys like this. Could they have been these giant castles that we have gone and destroyed because they don't want us to know where, like, that there was a great, the civilization was all over and that they just went through and just destroyed all the people in Africa?
Right. That's how they work. If you see these earthworks, you will see that these are ancient structures that was destroyed all over. You know what I'm saying?
To create this whole story that people are, and that the melanated people and the indigenous people of the world are all dumb, so they take away these castles from them. I guess what I'm trying to say is a lot of old maps show non-melanated people coming out of Africa. If you want to get into that, do your research into it. There's a lot of people showing, but it's just interesting that we have all these crazy ruins there. It's like they took apart a whole.
So this Caucasian man, or this what we call white man, he's saying that he can confirm that white people was originated in Africa. He's saying that. Let us continue. I think that's deep. Let's go.
Whole could have been a whole castle building structure, that old world quote unquote Tartarian Antiquitech. Did they do all this just to replace the what happened in the past with their narrative of their?
Right after this, I'm gonna open up the panel. You know, we could all the sisters and brothers we could come on and we could talk about it. All right. I'm just playing the video first. All right, cool.
Of history that they want to give us. Back here, looking at these lyrics again. Like I said before, I believe that this song has a lot to do with the distribution of the white orphan children from Africa coming to the Americas. So we'll get into the next line here. From their boats of iron, they look upon the promised land where surely life was sweet. I believe that the Americas is the promised land. I won't get really into it on this video because it's a whole huge topic. I believe that the Americas were the promised land of the Bible, and that when they got off of their boats of iron, or from their boats of iron, they would look to see that life was truly sweet. Because
Yes, you are right, my brother. America is the promised land. And it's always been, and it still is. That's why everybody comes to America. Everybody leave where they at. They go on boats. They try to swim. Some people try to walk. You got people walking across the desert. You got people doing all kinds of stuff to get here. And then we have brothers and sisters who's trying their best to get away from here. It's weird. It's because our mind, we're indoctrinated. Our mind is being taken away from our land. Why would you want to go somewhere where the people is running from? They literally running from there. You go to Ghana, you got people in Ghana right now stuck trying to as refugees trying to get out of Ghana. I'm just saying, my people, be careful, man. Don't buy into the weird stories and the foolishness. Do your research, do your genealogy. Check your family. See, go back in your lineage. See where you came from. If your family came off a boat, you will see. You know what I'm saying? And this coming off the boat argument too, we got to clear it up because I have so much documents now to prove that a lot of the people that was coming off boats was Europeans. They was dark skinned, Negro Europeans. A lot of them. The French, the Irish, the Dutch, all of these people was coming here to work. But dark skinned people though. Yeah, and I have the documents to prove that. So yeah, let's continue listening to this dude.
before colonization of the Americas, life was completely different than what it was. It was everybody was actually a lot more peaceful. That's why Christopher Columbus was accepted when he first came here. Everybody was cool and they were all just kind of rocking with it. They would have their own little squabbles here and there, and tribes would fight each other, but there was no real wars or anything. But as soon as they brought their armies and took it all over, they destroyed all that and brought all the war and violence and crime and all the evil and money and all that here and just ruin life. But I get off a little off topic there. They looked from their boats and saw that life was truly sweet. On the rising tide, so St. John has some of the highest tides in the world, which is another reason why I believe it's St. John, New Brunswick. To New York City, did they ride into the street? So they arrived from along the high tide or the rising tide. Some of our ports, the Bay of Fundy, you can only use at high tide. Yeah, they went to New York City and basically spread throughout the Americas, right? That's what you basically hear, a new orphan train coming from New York City into the Midwest or whatever. Yeah, this is where they actually distributed a lot of these people. And then it says,
Yeah, Kappa. I see your comment. You're right. I have a lot of information on that where they was sending a lot of the when they took over Europe from the original melanated people of Europe, they were shipping a lot of them over here as prisoners of war. Yeah, we're gonna do a bill on that, Kappa. Me and you. All right.
see the glory of the royal scam. And we're going to get into the next verse here. They are hounded down to the bottom of a bad town amid the ruins. They're forced, these children were forced, and as they grew older as well, it wasn't just when they were children, but they were forced to the bottom of all these bad towns that they burnt down and that they destroyed throughout all of North America. Like every city has a great fire at some point and the whole thing burns down and it has to all get rebuilt. Well, who does the rebuilding? Well, the children that came with no education, no money, turn them into tradesmen, and they build back all of these ruins, all these cities. So I believe that they're saying, these kids get hounded or forced down.
Okay. I gotta stop it right there because this is an important, crucial part of this video. Now, he just said that they was burning down the cities and getting rid of the original people of the cities, burning down the cities, and bringing in these young Caucasian children, boatloads of children, to indoctrinate them, get them used to the place, and build back the city with them, so they feel like they own stuff. That's why a lot of these people they feel like they are Americans. They feel like they have a right to be here. You know what I'm saying? Because they brought them here as children and used them as slaves to build the cities that they destroyed. Now, I'm gonna I'm gonna get off the video a little bit, and I'm gonna show you guys the fires, what they did to destroy all these places. Now, I know this is gonna hurt a little bit, but we have to see the truth, because what I'm telling you, man, they want to paint this narrative like our people were savages and we was living in teepees, and we never had no culture, and we was just nomads running around like crazy people. That's not the case. We had beautiful cities, we had beautiful culture, we have everything that these people was envying. They wanted it. When they saw it, they wanted it. They decided they're going to take it from us any means necessary. This is what they did. Can you guys still see my screen? Okay. All right. I'm gonna zoom in my screen so you guys can see properly. All right. I want when I'm reading this, you all could see with me together. All right. Let me see. Make sure. Let me make sure you can see what's going on. All right. Looks a little bit bigger. All right. Cool. Now, these are all the great fires. This is on Wikipedia, list of towns and city fires, right? These are all the fires it started from 587 BC. Now, this is them destroying all the ancient places coming up to the 1600s, to the 17th centuries. And it started, where did it start over here? I think it started in the 18th century over here, right? And the first, I think this one, great fire of the great Boston fire of 1711. destroyed the first townhouse, right? They destroyed a building with that fire, right? And we keep going. This is a fire, Montreal, New France. Another great fire, 1734. All right. Another one right here. Great Boston Fire of 1760. This one, it destroyed 349 buildings. Did you hear me? 349 buildings were destroyed in this fire. 1760 in Boston. Okay, we keep going. 1776. Great Fire of New York. This one, you know what? Let me click on it. I want to see. See the image? See the images of the buildings? They destroyed the whole city. It's New York. Right? Okay. And this is it said the Great Fire of New York was a devastating fire that burned through the night of September 20th, 1776 into the morning of September 21st on the west side of what then constituted New York City and the southern end of the island of Manhattan. It broke out in the early days of the military occupation of the city by British forces during the American Revolutionary War, right? I want to see. Yeah, it says fire destroyed about 10 to 25% of the buildings in the city. So this is what the fires are really for. Outcome, 400 to 1,000 structures destroyed. Okay, 1776. All right, let's keep going. 1787, they wasn't done with Boston yet. They burnt another 100 buildings in 1787. All right. The first great New Orleans fire, 1788, 856 out of 1,100 structures burnt. Are you guys mad yet? Should I keep going? Because it doesn't stop there. This is what they was doing. They was going from city to city and destroying everything. All our beautiful structures. This, if you go back to my old videos, you will see me showing these structures. People call them colonial buildings and stuff. Nah, it's ours, man. We build them cities. The cities was flourishing before they came here. This is important because a lot of the temples and the mosque and the museums and the churches, a lot of the stuff that the schools, a lot of the stuff that they're still using today is ours. It was built before they came here. And it's not just here, it's all over the Americas. I'm gonna show you. For all of my yard people, them. So what they do to yard, yeah? So what they do to yard, yeah? See that? See fire, yeah? One of the things I build, nice building never there yard too. Look on them building here then destroy. Let me try zoom this scene there. Cause this is not a joke, man. Look on them building here. Look at these buildings that they destroyed in Jamaica. This is the fire. This is the Great Fire of Jamaica, 1882 in Kingston. They did it to us too. They do it everywhere. Okay, look at this building. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. You think you're in Rome somewhere in one of them places. This is the island. This is Jamaica. See? When you see these scanty towns and with people, yeah, they coming in. That's what they do. They coming in to claim. All right? When I see stuff like this, it hurts me, man. All right, so all right, let's go back to the list because let's go back to the list. Second great New Orleans fire of 1794, 212 structures destroyed. Copenhagen fire. Oh, I don't think Copenhagen is over here, but anyway, Detroit. Now we're in the 19th century. Detroit. There was a fire in Detroit that burned some stuff. I think wooden frontier settlement. It burned down a wooden frontier settlement, except for the river warehouse. Let's keep going. Buffalo, New York. There was a fire in there too. Fire in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. Burning of Washington. Like seriously, the whole Washington city it was burnt in 1814. Destruction of public buildings. Okay. This is how they took over our cities. Okay. Uh Portsmouth, New Hampshire, let me see. St. John's, Newfoundland. That's where dude is. The guy is doing the video. That's where this is the area that he's talking about. St. John's. And it goes on and on, man. See, there's another fire right here in New York, destroying New York, 1835. Another fire again in New York, 1845, 345 building destroyed. Pittsburgh, Great Fire of Pittsburgh, destroyed over 1,000 buildings in Pittsburgh. Look at these cities. Ruins. Ruined. They ruined everything. Yeah. This will be the view of the Great Fire of Pittsburgh. I don't know if you guys could see it. Yeah, it gets ridiculous, man. I'm telling you. It gets ridiculous. Another fire in New Orleans. Why they did New Orleans dirty, yo? They did New Orleans dirty. Man. Let me see if there's any more significant ones right here. Great Fire. Okay, Newfoundland there. There's another one. See where he came from? Where the guy's talking about? They destroyed 2,000 buildings over there in Newfoundland, St. John's. 2,000 buildings. St. Louis Fire. 1849. Great Fire of Toronto. 1849. San Francisco Fire, destroying 2,000 buildings. Montreal Fire left 10,000 of the city's 57,000 residents homeless. New York, 671 buildings destroyed. 1862. So I don't know if you guys heard about the 7-Year War. Yeah, it's what they call in the revolution. He's gonna get into that too. Great Portland Fire destroyed 10,000 buildings. See that? It's like a graveyard, yo. Portland, Maine. Let's look at the image. Look at that. This is like a ruin. It's like this is like war, like somebody drop a bomb on your city. Wow. Chicago Fire. They had literally have a show. I think they have a show about this fire, a TV show. And it says about 250 people was dead. They destroyed the downtown area of Chicago. The Michigan fire, 200 people killed. 1871, Boston again. 1872, they destroyed 776 buildings and killed at least 20 people. Chicago again, 1874. Wow. 812 structures destroyed and killed 20 people. I can't do no more of this. Yeah, I'm just gonna go back to the video. It's really getting me sad to see that. Um, let me go back to the video, yo. Can y'all still see my screen? How we doing in the chat? Let me check on. Big up yourself, Makadan one. Carlin in the building. Why go on, Carlin? I don't know. Original king, original god. Thank you for coming through, bro. Empress Copper Fox. Large up yourself, sister. Yes, Sibit. All right, now let me go back to this. Continue playing this video.
And to the bottom of these towns to dig them out of mud or to rebuild from the foundation up. All of these towns in North America, just the way I see it. So the next line is a pretty huge one. Where they learn to fear an angry race of fallen kings, their dark companions. Okay? So these kids come here to come to the promised land where life was surely sweet, thinking, wow, life's so good over here. But they get pushed, hounded down to the bottom of these bad towns that they burned out and destroyed to get rid of the dark race, the dark kings that lived here before. They came here, the dark raced people wanted to be friends, they wanted to be companions, but they were taught to fear them, hate them.
Right. So this is a song that he's breaking down. This whole song is talking about this situation that he's talking about. And he's saying that they came through and they will start to fear us, start to fear the original people of the land. And they told them they paint a bad picture of them and stuff. And if they make it known that these people were dark races, like dark skinned people. You know what I'm saying?
They're savages. Is this not what we're told? Go out into the wilderness and they'll just come up right up and scalp you and take your women and children and kill them and everything, right? That leads me into this. Fair use, all up in your caboose. We're just going to watch quickly some pictures. Let's see, chapter 2.
He's dropping some images of the original people of the land. Yo, I'm really shouting out to this brother, yo.
We're just going to see some pictures of some indigenous people right here. Some American indigenous people. Please go and like and subscribe. This guy, he's doing his thing, showing us some truth here, gathering up some old school pictures of the copper colored people of America. Look at that. These people were always here. They weren't brought here on no slave ship or nothing.
Yes, my brother, you're right. We wasn't. We've been here. We've been always here. And I'm glad the message is coming out now. It's not only why this is important is the message is reaching other communities. It's not only within our community. It's stretching. People are hearing and feeling what we're saying, yo. Shout out to UBTV, UB News. Shout out to the brother, man.
These people were always here. This is the old world, the promised land. He does have some people at the rest of the video um, talking about it. So I just quickly wanted to show you here the Webster's Dictionary of 1828. I think it's the first or one of the first dictionaries ever printed by Webster. So this is the term American, the noun, a native of America, originally applied to the Aboriginals or copper colored races found here by the Europeans, but now applied to the descendants of European born in America. See how they switched it up now? The Aboriginals or copper colored races, dark skinned people, very, very melanated people that look like this, right? Which one matches up, right? The indigenous people of North America were very melanated, not what you see today, not the people that you see today. So there's lots of information out there on melanated indigenous people of America being enslaved and losing pretty much all their history. If you want to do your research into that, there's tons of videos out there and tons of people doing that. If you want, you can leave a comment. I could possibly do a video on that as well. So anyways, here's a I found this crazy article. It just came out not that long ago, a couple weeks ago. So Willie O'Ree is famous, the first melanated hockey player in the NHL. He's a big deal. It's from Fredericton. If you keep reading down the article, you can read it. It'll be linked up. So it says here about 3,300. That's a nice number there, right? About 3,300 Black loyalists arrived in St. John in the mid 1780s after the American Revolutionary War. They had been promised land grants in exchange for their service in the British Army. When that did not materialize, many left. Founder of Sierra Leone, a leader among the Black Loyalists, Thomas Peters, petitioned colonial officials for several years on behalf of his people before joining forces with a British company working to establish a colony of free blacks in Africa. So there wasn't any free blacks in Africa before that. Where were all the melanated people that were supposed to be there? According to the mainstream story, they're supposed
So y'all peep game it. Y'all see how they played us? They pulled a switcheroo on us. They took their people from out of the struggle zone in the rough parts of Africa, bring them over here, and then try to push the original people off this land over into Africa. It's because they want the place that's more beautiful, it's more plush, the promised land. So the whites was trying to switch places with us. Y'all peep that? And it's still happening today. They want to be us. They want to be us, but in the same breath, they don't like us. It's kind of weird. But anyway.
to be tons of free black people in Africa, but not here. Peters helped recruit 17 boatloads of people who migrated from the Maritimes to Africa in 1792. He is considered one of the founders of the nation of Sierra Leone. So how old, how much history is there of Sierra Leone? If it only goes back to 209, if it only goes back to 1792, but we're supposed to be there for how long? But it sounds like they're taking a whole crap load of them over there that way to Africa, not coming from Africa to the Americas for slavery. They're going the opposite direction. This is how they populated Africa with the melanated people. They took them that way, not coming back this way.
Right. Right. And 17 boatloads. And I'm sure it's more. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just one place. Our people peopled the whole of they use our people to establish all of them new cities in West Africa. Because there's a new. They're not old. Okay. And I want to show something to back that up since we're doing this. Um
Yeah. All right. So this is etymology online. I'm gonna zoom in so you guys could see clearly because I got people in the chat that need glasses. They can't see properly. This one dude to keep telling me, "Yo, I can't see the video that me know." You know what I'm talking about. Shout out to you, man. But yeah. So this is etymology online, and this is colonization, which is a noun, act or process of colonizing, state of being a colony. 1758, noun of action from colonize. In US history, the movement for assisted immigration of free blacks to Africa for the formation of colonies there. The American Colonization Society organized in December 1816. Hence, colonial colonizationists, one who favors colonization of emancipated slaves and free blacks to some other places. So colonization literally in etymology mean them taking our people, bringing them to Africa, to colonize Africa, not the other way around. It's on etymology online. Shout out, shout out to my brother A1, man. Shout out to my brother A1 for this one. All right. This is powerful. All right, let's go back to the video.
So I found this old map on Gallica, and it's of the St. John River, and it looks pretty mapped out, pretty good, right? We look down here, we got still got Partridge Island kicking it, still there. Partridge Island has always been called Partridge Island as far back as you can go, and have all these Negro settlements, is what they're calling them here, on this little area here, right? And for as far as the song goes, guess what county that's in? That would be in Kings County, like the angry race of fallen kings. Pretty interesting, though, that they put the Negro settlements or were the Negro settlements already there. This is, if you look here, this is a map. It says, map the Great River St. John and Waters. First ever published from the Bay of Fundy up to St. Anne's or Frederickstown, which is now, I guess, Fredericton, obviously, being little known by white people until 1783, settled by the American Loyalists, when part of Nova Scotia, now called New Brunswick, from an actual survey made in the years 1784, 85, 86, and 87 by Robert Campbell, surveyor, captain of the 40th Company of the St. John Loyalists. This area is little known to the white people up until 1783. This map was made in 4 years. They surveyed the whole river all the way up to Fredericton and all the little tributaries that lead into it. They surveyed that whole thing in 4 years. But look at this place. Look how built up this already is. Look how built up it is. Look at all the names in here. All along the rivers, there's all these towns. Kingston, right? Kingstown. The melanated people probably living up all of this place. This whole province here that you're looking at, right? This whole riverway right here. Who settled this? So that leads me to the next point. You jump over here to the St. John, New Brunswick Wikipedia page, just for reference. They tell you French loyal Samuel de Champlain landed in St. John Harbor on June 24th, 1604, on the feast of John the Baptist Day. From 1604 to 1783. What color do you think the people were that were living here? We're told this is where the Acadians were, right? French village. So all these people must have been French, right? So then what if I showed you one of the explorers, one of the great explorers that accompanied Samuel de Champlain, and this would be his picture that they gave us, that they made into a Canadian stamp to commemorate him. No wonder they were all welcomed the first time they came over here, right? Makes you wonder what color all these people were that came over here, right? They have old pictures of them. So
Yeah. So this is important. This brother supposed to be a brother that came over here to settle these places as a colonialist, right? and you see what he looks like. So a lot of that was happening back then. When we said, um, at some points when we said, the Europeans coming over here to colonize, a lot of them was dark skinned people, Negroes, as you would say. Yep.
We're going to go to see his Wikipedia page because we're just going to do a quick little rundown of him. Matthew de Costa, sometimes de Acosta, is the first recorded free black person in Canada. Really? He was a member of the exploring party of Pierre Dubois. So here's a little history on him. There is little documentation about Da Costa of at least partial African ancestry. He is known to have been a free man favored by explorers for his multilingual talents. Numerous mixed race African Portuguese persons were part of the Atlantic Creole generation. So now we're talking Creole. Who speaks Creole? Is that not the Cajun and the Acadians? Melanated people were speaking Creole, often working as sailors or interpreters. His portfolio of languages is thought to have included Dutch, English, French, Portuguese, Mi'kmaq, Pigden Basque, and dialects many Aboriginals used for trading purposes. So he knew all the indigenous melanated languages, as we're going to see in a next. We're going to see later on in this same video. That's just food for thought.
Oh yeah, I can't let that slip, y'all. All of these languages that he just mentioned, the Dutch, the English, the French, the Portuguese, Mi'kmaq, all of these are what you would call Negro people, original people. That's why this brother, this copper colored brother, he speaks all of these languages. Right? Just want y'all to catch that. There is no, if I'm not lying, I think in France, the courts rule in France that there was no white indigenous people of France. There's no white indigenous people of France. The courts in France rule that because of a case. You could check it out. It's online. All right, cool.
That this gentleman was melanated, and it says here in this map that this whole area was little known for what 180 years to the white man. So then, what is all this? Who's developing all this here, right? It's not the white man that's developing all that, right? We just literally came in and just snatched it all up, took it all, stole it all. Indian house, right there. So this gentleman, Thomas Peters, his son, John Peters, remained in the Maritimes, where his descendants mingled with Acadians and indigenous people. So we know the indigenous people are dark. The Acadians are the descendants of the French settlers and sometimes indigenous people of parts of Acadia. These people were forced out for a reason. Probably because they were melanated. That's why when you look at this article here, a surprising history because it's hidden. Nobody knows about this because they buried it. Here it is now. So these are the French settlers. The Acadians were kicked out of the region by the British, and they went down. You can look it up, but there's a lot of people saying that the Cajuns were dark-skinned people too when they first showed up there. So let's see who the indigenous people are. So let's see who the French are. Right? Who's the French? Is that the French? A French court rules that native white French do not exist. So that's what French people look like. You can read this, 2010. Basically, the two people got together, wrote a book and a CD, and basically the Christian identity people started crying about all this stuff. For 5 years, the judge ruled that white people are not considered native to France. They couldn't be found guilty. And if you read this whole thing, you can read this if you want. I'll link it in the description, but I found this part was pretty interesting too. While American Indians, Australian Aborigines, and New Zealand Maori are considered native to their respective places, certain high ranking officials do not consider white people native to Europe or, in fact, anywhere on the planet. Oh, really? That's pretty crazy, right? So, because natives are
Wow.
entitled to special privileges under Declaration of Rights of Indigenous People. It's pretty crazy how much they messed everything up. Yeah, and we got another video here of another gentleman that is doing his thing to spread some truth around. This video is going to show you some Aboriginals of Europe. If you better keep the pause button quick, because there's a lot of little writing on the bottom here that you might want to read. But there's people of Europe. Hopefully I don't get caught for a copyright infringement. Like and subscribe this guy too. Oh, dark-skinned British pics. Oh, there you go. The Basques in Spain and France, the little dark Welshmen, the Scottish and black Celts to the west of the Shannon River in Ireland, as well as the same kind of men in Brittany and Aquitaine in France, and the Guanches of Canary Islands and the Berbers of Africa are all probably the remnants of the race. All those people were dark-skinned at one point. That guy's blue-black. So this guy is Mirian, was the first Christian king of Iberia, converted through the ministry of Nino, a Cappadocian female missionary. So that guy is in the cathedral in Georgia. He's the first Christian king in Iberia. This is where it all went wrong. They took on Christianity and now they're white. You'll see this happen all the time. 1136 there. Archduchess of Austria. Is that what you think of Austrian people? Holy Roman Empire, Maria of Austria. Elizabeth of Bohemia, daughter of King James VI of Scotland and one of England and Ireland. Mother Anne of Denmark, the wife of Frederick V. Oh, there's Saint Anne of Denmark. So King James of Scotland, right? He was melanated and he's here accepting Christ with the ball and scepter. And we all know what happened to him. Now everyone is white.
Okay, so I got to stop you right here. Watch this now. These people that you see accepting Christ and Christianity, they was the original Jews. They was the original Judahites. They was the people who was practicing Judaism. They convert them to Christianity. Okay, so when you hear these Caucasian, white, pale skin looking people in Palestine that they call Israel today, saying they're the Jews, they're not. They're imposters. All right.
Red hair with freckles. So what are freckles? Spots of melanation, right? Trying to get through. You stand out in the sun too long, and it's going to try and come out. Oh, a Dutch boy. Oh, look at that. Oh, more Dutch. So that's what the Dutch look like. Black Pete, Swarty Pete, Oh, there's another melanated person with a ball and scepter. Accepts Christ, gets overthrown, now is white. Oh, the king wears the cross of the Order of Santiago, which was founded in the 12th century and owes its name to the national patron of Galicia and Spain, Santiago, Saint James the Greater, under whose banner the Christian began. So there you go. It's that dude right there is king, and he is very, very dark skinned. Oh, there you go. More statue. Or statue trying to chop off the nose. But you can't get rid of the skin. There you go, Galicia. More Dutch. Gary Coleman. Oh, jeez. More Dutch. Oh, that guy's copping a feel there, isn't he? Oh. Is this what you thought Dutch were? Zwarte Piet? The Moorish? The Moorish people? The Moors? The Moorish? Oh, hitting you fast now. Oh, some shields. Greeks. Etruscans. Arabs. Arab female.
You see, I'm glad this is happening, and I'm glad there's a person from the other side, from the other group, that's putting out this info, so all of his people that subscribe to him is gonna see this. I know a lot of them might reject the information, but it's gonna be planted. The seed is being planted. You know what I'm saying? Now what I'm calling out for, I want more righteous Caucasian people like this to come out and speak the truth. And I'm calling on some of the Native Americans too. I'm calling on the Native Americans to come out and speak the truth. You can't hide it no more. I'm calling on all the white Caucasian people to come out and speak the truth. Because y'all know the truth. The ones who know, come out and speak the truth. Y'all hiding this thing too long. What y'all think's gonna happen? Y'all scared? It's not a matter of fear. Speak the truth. The truth will set you free. I know y'all scared of us. That's why y'all trying to kill the Indian in us. Y'all try to kill the rebel in us. Y'all want us to be docile. That's why y'all giving us Christianity. It's a wrap. It's over, man. It's a wrap. It's not happening no more.
Variable. Pope. Shields of Europe. Caucasian? Is that what a Caucasian is? Shields of Germany.
So we all know what this means. That the white history that you see about Greece, it's fake. It was written in. They write themselves into history. That's why it's his story, it's not ours. There's no such thing as the ancient Rome with white people ruling. There was no such thing as ancient Greek with white people ruling. Nah, it's all made up. It's made up stories. It's mythology. Like Fox that said, it's all illusions. It's all an illusion, my sister. You see it. Shout out Cherokee Tool in the building. The Empress always a support me. I love you, man. Cape Fear, I see you. I see you, sis. Couple hard step, you done though. Chad, real warrior. Carlene, you still about? Don't know, no, Carlene. I see you, you know. I see you drop some flames, you know. You see it.
Princess of Denmark? Duchess of Persia? Moorish statue that's still up in the square in Denmark today? Look at his shield, rocking the shield of a melanated man. Is that guy English or what?
You know what? I'm gonna I'm gonna end the video. I'm gonna put the link in the chat. Let me do that right now. I'm gonna put the video link in the chat so you guys could sit down and pre this video real good. You know what I'm saying? Where's my chat? Oh, over here. Ah. All right. They go the link to the video in the chat if y'all want to, pre on that some more. Yeah. But and there's a couple more, there's two more Caucasian that drops stuff on about this information. Let me stop screen share for a little bit. Yeah. One of them is John Levy. Shout out to John Levy. And I think another one is Flat Earth British. Shout out to Flat Earth British. They're dropping this info also. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them, man, for keeping it real. Yeah, I'm gonna drop the link. I'm gonna drop the link now. I'm gonna drop the link for you guys who want to jump on and join me. Who want to join me on this quest? Yeah, man. See the link there. Yeah, them can't forward. You see me? Yeah, Kappa. I think I dropped the Can we have the link for the video? Yeah, I think I dropped it. The link is right there. I dropped it, Kappa. It's in the chat. It's in the chat. Let me see. While you guys are getting up here, I'm gonna show you guys something. Yeah. I found this image. I was looking up colonial records from Zaimaka, and I found this image. It's the original image of the coat of arms. You could see the difference with this one because it shows more of our features. It shows our hair texture. You know what I mean? The other ones kind of show some straight hair people. This one shows like real brothers. You know what I'm saying? I like this one. Mm-hmm. What else do I got? Yeah. Anybody on here yet? Click the link, man. Come through. Click the link. Yeah, so what y'all thought about that video, man? Yeah. Yeah. Well, if I'm not gonna get no nobody up here to chop it up with me, I'm gonna end the stream. But if y'all wanna come on and build, I'll build a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, thank you, original king, original God. Yeah, man. Right. Yeah. So I just wanted to show that there's a systematical. It didn't start yesterday. It started a long time ago to take away everything that we did, and to show a different image of us to the world. You know what I'm saying? And I thought that was important to show, for real. I have some other stuff I wanna touch on. My next bill, guys, this is gonna be interesting also. Uh it's called it's called should I tell you guys now? Y'all wanna know what my next bill gonna be about? I should have just surprised you guys. What y'all think? All right. The next one is gonna be a little bit more lighter. We're gonna discuss foods, right? We're gonna deal with foods. That's all I'm gonna give you guys. Foods that I'm gonna show the ancient way of taking care of yourself when it comes to diet, food, and stuff. All right. So I'm gonna end the stream right now because y'all know that I stay take care of my babies. So it was a good what? A good little time. How long I've been building right now? Like 80 minutes. So that's not bad. All right. So yeah, man. Thanks again, everybody, for coming through, man. Thanks to the support. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to ICCC, DJ Gambler, Empress Copper Fox, Cherokee Tulu. You don't know, Seeker. You know, Seeker, let me give you, I'm a rinse you up right now. You see me? And then I'm a chat and I'm a rinses. Michael Brown, I'm a rinse you up right now. You see me? These are all my loyal supporters. You see it? What happened? Okay. Boom. Yeah, man. I'm loyal supporters. All right, cool. So until the next bill, we out, man. Shout out to everybody, man. Cape Fear, Timbuk, Son of Papos. Who else I'm missing out? Chad, Colleen. You don't know me. I have to do some work, you know. We're gonna link up here. Cause I love you. I love the style where you are rolling, man. Love where you drop. I see it. Original King, original God. You don't know. Big up. One love to everybody. Peace.